Seaopolis. Let's go ahead and switch over to the in-game and pull up this. Okay. Let's see. Go to my channel. Alright, there we go. And let's go ahead and share this. Alright. There we go. Now, this is a fun little mod pack for Minecraft. It's essentially a skyblock, but it's all contained underwater. So, let's hop right into it. I started a new world, so I don't have anything set up or anything like that. I hopped in for just a moment to make sure everything worked, and we should be seeing it soon. Oh, and in case you're curious about it, I got this from, I think it's called Cursed Forge, or something like that. Alright. Now, this is how the game starts. So, as you can see, I have a trapdoor that's made out of glass, which is kind of cool. Alright. And then I have my book here, so materials and you, and the one probe. What's that? Okay, I think you should know about the one probe. This mode can show you tooltip on screen when you look at a block or an entity. In this pack, the probe is configured to be required to see extended information when sneaking, but not for basic information. You can change this here, need it, not need it, or extend it. Okay, check out the mod options for many client-side configurations and more user-friendly setup. Alright. Ow. Yeah, you do kinda have to be careful, because at first, you just have this one tree. Trees. Always gotta make sure to grab your saplings. Making sure nothing drops down the hole. Yes, it does. Cool. So, vein miner is a fun little thing. Essentially what it does is if you look at a block and hit the button you have it contact, or what is it called? Macro to, it will remove all similar blocks that are connected to that one. So you also gotta be careful when you're using it. Okay. And then another important thing is your quests. So as you can see, I just did these quests here, and when you click on these, they give you these C coins. These C coins are used in the shop, which I'll show you in a second. And as you can see, they all kind of lead into each other. So, like, get a log, break the log into planks, create a crafting table, get a wooden crook so you can get the silkworm to get this, and string and stuff, which is pretty cool. And if you find that you're out of wood, you just plant your tree. Oh, you had to update Twitch? Ah, that's okay. Since it's going on YouTube anyways, I made sure to kind of go through run through of everything that you have to do. So, the only thing you missed was I had a fully grown tree, and I cut it down to make my crafting table. Oh, and then I turned in some quests, because I was explaining the quest book. That is not the quest book. Hang on. So, it's an E. There we go. So, this version of the game has quests. And what you do with the quests is they give you what's called C-Bucks, which at the very bottom, you see this useful items shop? You can actually buy stuff from the shop to do different stuff with. Like a sea moth or all that. Which is pretty fun. But for now, let's actually do this. Let's do 2 of those. Now the crook is for getting extra stuff from your trees, so. There we go. Yes, they have a mod where you essentially crouch a bunch of times and it speeds up your tree harvesting. Okay. And this is called Vein Miner. What this does is it breaks all blocks connected to the block that you're breaking at the same time. So, there we go. Broke all of the tree or all of the leaf blocks, which is pretty cool. And breaks all of those at the same time too. So let's see. So we are going to want 2 chests. There we go. Let's actually hook our chest up here. There we go. Now this is nice so that I can actually get up here, though. So this is the main area you start out in. Eventually you get so much stuff that you're forced to expand. But for right now we have like no weapons or anything or any of that to actually go out there and deal with the mobs that spawn all the time. So you see that little thing down there? You'll want to go and explore that. You'll want to go over there and explore the giant fish skeleton temple thing. The other sea labs down there. And before I get too far along, so let's see. Trapdoor, let me through. Alright. Control. So one of the things about this version is if you get 2 blocks higher, see, the air above is toxic. So you want to stay close to the water. But yeah, the premises of this game is the air is toxic. So you want to try and build up to the point where you don't have to worry about it. There is a thing in the shop that neutralizes that, but it's like 1,000 C-Bucks, so you have to... Yeah, essentially you're expanding underwater. got a driftwood. Okay, so let's see, what else do we need? Now, one cool thing about this mod is it uses Tinkerer's constructs. So... Wait, is this the same thing? Ah, shoot. Okay. That means I need... Oh. There we go. Grew the tree again. Oh, wait. There we go. Gotta remember where all of my buttons are. I don't get to play this one very often, unfortunately. E. Okay. And we want this. Okay. Nope. Crafting station. Okay. And Tinkers. There we go. Oh, right. They changed that up a lot, didn't they? This is a Tinker station. Crafting station. Need a part station. Part builder. Okay. So I'm actually gonna need a lot more of those. There we go. I have done a few Skyblocks before. I prefer this version, however, because it includes things like Tinker's constructs and stuff like that. So, alright, there we go. And see, this is pretty cool because these tools don't necessarily break. When they hit 0 durability, they actually have where you place them in here. So let's say I had a pickaxe or something. I could place it in this slot here and then put whatever I made the head out of, like iron or wood or whatever, right in here, and it will actually repair it, which is pretty awesome. Okay, so that's the one together. I need a stencil table, right? Tinker station. It's all parts. Part chest. Right, did they remove that blueprint? Hang on a sec. Problem is sometimes this they did. Huh. So if I was to put this right in there and say... Huh. That's actually pretty cool. 7 days does have where you can repair your stuff, but it only has, like, certain levels of repair on it. So, like, after you hit, like, iron tools and stuff, you have to use an actual repair kit to repair it. This, actually, like I said, so long as I'm using the same stuff, it actually has where it will create new, repairing stuff. So for now, I think I just want an axe head, a binding, and a wooden tool handle. Okay, and you see how all this is up here? You can actually just switch over and do this. So it's a little bit more complicated, but the tool you get is a lot better. See, these tools also have where when you're in this mode, if I put this up here and say I put a piece of redstone here, it makes it faster and stuff like that. And you can also see this, like economical, or my tool, this tool will repair itself as well. Now, unfortunately, this is like one of the key parts of the game is to do the, it's called the twerking is bone meal mod, which allows you to, well, like I said, it's essentially you twerk to get your tree to grow. Again, kind of weird, but really useful. Make a cog, put that up there. Do this. Ta-da! And you use this, of course, to get your leaves. Yeah, right? Now, one thing about vein mining is it takes the durability that it would take that tool to break all of the blocks that you're breaking. So while it's breaking it all at once, it still takes durability, which, you know, I think is a good trade-off. Okay. So next, we want to make our... Let's see if I can spell this correctly. Sieve. I did not. It is I. Okay. Oh, I need hoppers? Ooh. That's a heavy sieve. That's a normal sieve. Yeah, okay. So, make the chest. I'm going to need 3. So I'm gonna need more wood. Yeah, right? Oh, there goes my leaves. Okay, actually, I should infest the tree. So, this is how you get string in this version of the game. So when you use the quirk on leaves, it has a chance of... What was that? You heard that, right? Weird. Anyways, it has a chance of dropping the silkworms. Well, when you infest a tree with the silkworms, you get, well, silk. Like the spiders. Right? Yeah, I don't know what that sound was. There's not even anything, like, floating around outside. Weird. I keep hitting I for inventory. It's E in this game. Okay. And right there. Alright. tree some more. Okay, that's just a dolphin being weird. Huh. Dolphin swims. Thank you, dolphin, for being terrifying. Oh, my tool just broke. Perfect timing. So, if I go into this and take my tool, see how it's all that actually says broken and stuff? If I do that, instantly repaired without taking like XP and stuff. Actually, it looks like I have more quests completed. So, starting up. So, I have an apple. Already claimed that quest. A wooden shield. Shears. Blah. And if you don't want to, like, go hunting through all this stuff to find everything, you can just do that and get all of your coins. But, yeah, Flipper is, being terrifying today. Alright. So, we turn those into planks. Pull out the planks. And I have my sieve. Okay. So, this is a nice little invention from a mod called Ex Nihilo, which just makes it awesome for me. And what you can do for that is, after you have your sieve base, you can make a mesh. And we want a string mesh right now. So, as you can see, we have the string, but we don't have the vines. The vines are actually fairly easy to make, though, if you have the... Okay, I believe we needed 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. String mesh. And once you have your mesh, you just take that and go over here. And then you pull out your leaves again, or dirt, or whatever you have. And let's see. There we go. I got some birch seed. So I can plant that. And now I get a new tree. And now I can grow birches. And fall off. Yeah, that's the only problem with the design that they gave you originally, is you fall off real easy. Oh yeah, and like I said, this is from, as you can see up in the upper left-hand corner, Ex Nihilo. Which again, speaks to me on a whole different level. So from dirt, you can actually get quite a few things. There's actually a lot of stuff that you can get from, so I got the vines. From sifting. So, like, your starting tools and stuff. Oh, I need a pickaxe head? I don't know why they want me to make a pickaxe when I'm cutting trees. But, so, you get your stone and stuff like that when you start making dirt, which actually reminds me. You. You. Taking forever. Alright. Did I not get another? Huh. Should have cruxed it. Oh well. Okay. So if I recall, it's this and this. So, next thing you really want to make is your wooden barrel, because once you put about 10 leaves in there, you'll get, hang on a sec, a block of dirt. And with your block of dirt, you can sift that and get yourself some stone. And with 4 stone pebbles, you get 1 stone block. Okay, wooden tech. I got that. Okay, fine. Oh, I have to get 16. Oh, and this version of the mod has what's called a fluid hopper, or a flopper. So this is how you get water into like barrels and stuff, which is actually very important. So let's see. Put that there. Make another one of these. Let's use birch to get more leaves. Yeah, it really does, but the whole point is later on. Like, if I made another hopper, I could put a chest on top of this, and then whenever I get a bunch of leaves, I can put my leaves in there, and it will, put it in the barrel. Or, and this is where the mod JEI comes in, which is this menu on the right-hand side. I could also make a, what is it? Botanical. Okay, so you have these things called hopper botany pots. If you put a piece of dirt and a tree in there, it will auto grow and cut the tree without like fully removing it. So it's just an infinite source of wood, leaves, and apples and stuff. But you're kind of supposed to go through the quests. So you're supposed to go through all of this because as you see, it's kind of a whatchamacallit, progression thing. But there are a ton of different mods in here because, like, you end up with your smeltery. So this is a neat little block. It's what's called a multi-block structure, and what it is you have to make it a certain height and width, and you get to melt ores in there. But the benefit of using this over a normal furnace is the smelter doubles your ore. So you put in like 1 piece of iron and you get out 2 instead of just the 1. So it's pretty cool that they have stuff like that. And it's like you can actually see the molten metals and stuff in there and create alloys like electrum and all that kind of stuff, which you then need in order to create other things like pipes and stuff, which all leads into automation. And this is almost busted again. Let's see. You. Nope, you. Like I said, this one's just... Yeah, right? And like the cool thing about this one is they have pipes where you can actually like see the stuff like going through it. Yeah, but it's all like so eventually I'll need to build a torch, right? And what I do with the torch is I also make this thing called a crucible. And when I put the crucible over the torch, if I put stone blocks in it, it turns into magma. Well, I can combine the magma with water to create the cobblestone generator. And then I can make something to auto break the cobblestone, harvest it for me, and then I can automate that back into the magma crucible, creating more lava so that I can do other stuff with the lava. Oh yeah, it's like So I wish more games actually had the Tinkerer's Construct type stuff for building. Because once I get stone, I can actually replace this handle on this axe, or my axe head, with stone. Instead of leaving it just the wood. So all I have to do is, in this menu, if I bring this up here, and put like a other axe head right here from another material, it will actually replace the axe head here with a different graphic. And see, I love that because each piece of my axe or pickaxe or whatever gives me different stats and stuff. Oh, it won't let me put that in there. Oh, I need stencils. That's what's going on. This one. Which is, like I said, is something I've always wanted with different no, I need that, and I need, okay. Sometimes they'll let you put stuff like that in there. Yeah, exactly. You don't need to make a completely different tool to upgrade your tool, which is pretty awesome. And like, so long as it keeps at least one wooden piece, it will keep the cultivated, which is pretty awesome as well. And let's see, it is. Nope. There we go. And yeah, you don't actually have to click on it if you can remember the pattern for it. And wood. And what was that second one? Piercing. Oh. Become the cactus. Why do I have cactus stuff on there right now? Huh. But yeah, see, it has different effects based off what you make it out of. But again, you don't have to change up your tools or anything like that. It's like, I can put this in here, and then if I have an axe head made out of stone, I can put that up there, and it will replace the stone pickaxe and stuff. Take that. Oh, and one of the best things, it actually retains the stuff that you're building. So, see? Alright, and you need vein mine. Actually, now that I think about it, why am I not making a bed? There we go. Yeah, I can sleep here. Watch. Ta-da! Oh no, you can sleep to make it daytime and stuff like that, just so that you can see what's going on around you. Because, like, see, you can see the Guardians out there attacking things, and then there's that guy who shoots sonic waves at, like, dolphins and stuff, and just, yeah. It is fairly continuous, but you don't have to worry about it too much. It's not dropping stuff, is it? Actually, that makes me think I should probably do this. So one thing you're going to want to do is kind of block off these areas, just so that you're not constantly... Ah, that's fine. Falling. Like, you'll want to leave one area to get up, but that's about it. Yes, so that is called saturation, and that gives you bonuses in this game, or in this version of the game. Let's see. Yeah, that should be good. Basically, it's a buffer type thing. Let's see if I can. This is materials and yield. That's not the food thing. Maybe I can do it here. Oh yeah, this is one of the mods. It's a bunch of charms and stuff, which is pretty cool because a lot of these will have extra stuff you can do. Like if I get a backpack, if I hit B, I open a secondary inventory, that kind of stuff. But yeah, the saturation actually goes down before the rest of your hunger bar, so it's like having extra hunger. Excuse me. Let's see. And let's just do this. Okay. So I got that. If I recall, this pattern is like that? No. Okay. Oh. It's just two. So now, I can craft on the go. So the thing is this game, or this version of the game is extremely complex. But I love it. But that's because it gives me more to do than the atypical Minecraft game. Let's see, probably want another crook. By hook or by crook, you're coming with me. And then, like, I can actually create my farms and stuff like that here, too, and just all that kind of stuff. Okay, let's see. Stone pebbles. Almost at 3. Okay. And you need vein mine. Let's actually do this. Let's do composter. Alright. I just need slabs. Okay. Now the composter is nice because once you get your farm up, this is how you get let's see. Come on. Okay, this is how you get bone meal. There we go. Because unfortunately, this only works on trees. Ow! This tree just attacked me. I feel somewhat insulted. I do believe we need just the more dirt, essentially. Actually, why do I leave it like this? Let's do this. Let's actually do two. Perfect. There we go. And automation has started. So of course this is the most simple form of automation in the game, a simple hopper to item to whatever. And the best part is I can just continually put dirt in there and then bring it over here to sift through and get more stone. And I mean, it doesn't take too long, but yeah. And notice that now my hunger bar isn't glowing as much because I've been doing stuff, so. There actually is. So if I go in here and go auto. So let's see. Auto hammer. Auto sieve. So see, I need universal cables and logistical sorters, which means I need to start making bronze and Constantine and getting my cinnabar stuff. So what happens after this is I need to start my cobblestone generator. There you are. But in order to do that, I have to go through several other steps, such as ore smelting and stuff. So I need to get my first smeltery up and stuff. Let's see. What am I doing? Oops. Too far out again. So almost enough stone. So yeah, there's an automatic for everything essentially. But like I said, this is like the first and fastest. Like, this is where you go to start everything else, essentially. Oh, I need more leaves. Okay, fine. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take that, put that there. 2. Ow. Bastard. You gotta hate it when the trees decide to fight back. Okay. these down. There we go. Yeah. Now, unfortunately, this is like one of the slowest parts is getting everything up where you need it to be to like start getting your sieves and stuff up. Let's see. Okay. What furnaces do I have? Furnace. Okay, so furnace. Blast furnace. Okay. Electric arc. Sourceful redstone furnace. Cinder furnace. Oh, that's... Okay. So I need this. Alrighty. Which means I don't need stone. I need cobble. Ta-da! Okay. I'm gonna need a lot more cobble. Oy. Yeah. Like I said, this is the absolute longest part is getting everything to where you need it for those first few little levels, essentially. Because, see, technically I'm still here. I should pick a fishing rod and a bowl and get the water bowl. Okay, I don't really need that just yet. So see, technically I'm supposed to finish all of this and then go to teching it up, which is your flint stuff, your furnaces, all that. So, hang on a sec. Better sleep. Okay. Give me the dirt. Oh, better eat. But yeah, there's no... Like I said, you gotta get a little bit further on before you can automate stuff, because it does require the smelters and stuff. And as you saw, a smelter, or a furnace, takes a lot. So I have just enough cobblestone to do this part. But each one of these, now compressed stuff, that's the fun stuff. Because compressed means I need... Do I have any more stone? I do have more stone. Okay. So compressed means I need 9 cobblestones to make 1 compressed cobblestone. So, I need 3 of those and 5 of the others. So if I need 3 of those, each one is 9. 9 is 4, so 45 normal stones per one of these. And then I need 2 more, so 45 times 2 equals... I need 90 pebbles. That's gonna be a bit. Yep. so much. But again, that's part of the fun of it. Sort of. Like, again, it gives you that feeling of accomplishment once you actually get it. Because you're getting at least, hit I again. You're getting a couple per. See, I'm already back up to 7. Um, so you're getting about 2 or 3 per. And see, the next part of this is a stone pickaxe head. So they want you using your stone before you even get to the smeltery option. I just don't feel like doing that. How we looking? 21, not too bad. Actually, I wonder... compacting drawers, fractioning still. Okay. Let's try... Nope. Auto clicker. Let's see, what do I need for that? Diorite. Chorus flower. How do I get that? Endstone. And purple dirt block. Chorus fruit. Where do I get that even? That just seems like a whole bunch of stuff I can't do yet. So yeah, this block can actually... I would also need a block of redstone, which I can't get yet. But this block would auto sift anything I put in that, whatchamacallit? Anything I put in the sieve without it needing to be an auto sieve. It also doesn't need a, my brain doesn't want to work again. Redstone signal to work. Which is kind of nice. But what would actually help me even more is being able to do this. Now, what's going to mess me up is the flower pot, because I need bricks for that, which means I need clay. Which I can't get clay until I can get my crucible up and running. So again, there's a steady thing for progression. And then after I get my crucible up and running, I can get my smeltery up and running. Because a smeltery requires gravel, stone, or gravel, sand, and clay mixed together to create a seared brick. I should do this. Alright. Now I wonder, is this also a gear? No. Okay. See, as these mods update, they actually change recipes and stuff, which is actually kind of cool. And then... just need this. I forgot to vein mine that. At least the music kicked in for this part. Much better than it was before. I need to fix that. Let's see. Stones 26. Need 3 more to make my next one of those, which means I have 2 every 4 equals, yeah, I still need a lot. Because I think that was just the calculating how many I needed to make the compressed cobble. Co- compressed cobble. Ugh. So, yeah. So, is there anything you'd like to know while I'm doing this? Like, firearms, government stuff, uh, virus stuff, anything like that? Should have this here, because currently have 12, which is 3. Cool. Okay. 2, 3. No, not like that. To do it like this right now. Oh, I know. I had to get the keyboard because of how clicky it was. Like, so I grew up in the 90s, of course. I'm 30 some years old, or I'm 30 years old, gonna be 31 this year. And growing up, everything was very tactile. Like, if you pressed a button, you knew you were pressing a button, right? So that's what I like in my keyboards. I like the whole, like, you know, 1980s keyboard type thing that just, like the word or not the word processor, typewriters, whereas click, 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 ding, click, 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 ding, as you're doing the sentences and stuff. It just, you get a room of people doing that, and it sounds amazing. It's almost like the same satisfaction you get with a firearm because most guns that have a magazine, you can hear it click into place. And then when you rack, you hear that, and it's all like everything you do with a firearm, with a keyboard like this and stuff, you actually know that you're doing it, as opposed to say a digital keyboard where I can press a button. Nothing happens. I press the button again. Nothing happens. I hold down on the button. Now it types. You know? Like smartphones. I kind of hate smartphones because, one, by now I was expecting to have a keyboard or my computer slash my cell phone on my arm. Like, either as part of a glove or something, kind of Star Trekky or um, Star Wars like, where you have your display like on the back of your wrist, and then on your forearm is your tactile keyboard, like GI Joe and stuff like that. That is what I was expecting by now, because growing up in the 90s, that's what scientists were promising. They were promising, oh, a computer that not only fits on your pocket but you wear on your arm. A hoverboard that you can actually fly around on, that can go over water and stuff. Flying cars, gyrocycles, things like that. And I mean, we have the technology to do it, but one of the things that messed up between like the 70s and the 90s was back in the 70s they were doing a lot more with the military and nuclear energy and stuff like that. Yeah, right? Or like a Polaroid. I mean, I love a Polaroid compared to like a lot of the modern digital cameras because, excuse me, the Polaroid being its own printer was just fascinating to me. I mean, putting everything together like that in such a small package, that's what we wanted, you know? But now you you see these new cell phones coming out, and instead of going smaller and maybe being like a display that goes into your eyes and stuff, it's you basically have a tablet that's scaled down just enough to fit in a pocket. Yeah, those futuristic commercials and stuff. And I mean, yes, 90s was a little bit cringy and, extreme. But honestly, there was more to look forward to. Yeah, right? The Jetsons and stuff. We wanted the flying cars, we wanted the wrist communicators. And then the worst part is like when Apple came out with the smartwatch, they said it was going to be like the wrist communicators and stuff from the Jetsons. They actually had a commercial where it's like, meet George Jetson, shows them talking, and then shows their watch and stuff. First ones they designed didn't even have a. Am I out already? Yeah. Okay. Didn't even have a microphone in them, so you couldn't even tell. Say like, I don't want to say it. So, the OK Google thing that they have now on your phone, you couldn't say that into your watch and get like a search result and stuff on it. Which, I mean, it's just kind of sad, right? I mean, that's like you feel lied to when they do stuff like that. And like we were told that we'd be like colonizing the moon and then Mars and stuff like that. And ow, ow, I was inside that tree. But yeah, it's like, oh yeah, we'd be colonizing Mars by 2020 or whatever. And instead, we're hiding from a virus that has a 99 point some percent recovery rate. But yeah, it's all, oh, Spider Man, giant robots, stuff like that. Oh no, we couldn't figure it out. Which makes it impossible, which is what really gets me is you go from like the 70s and the 90s where it's like, oh, anything is possible, science is the gateway to the future, to nowadays. And it's like, really? And they're like, oh, well, we couldn't figure it out, therefore it must be impossible. Yeah, let's do another one of these. And I'm just like, that's not how science works. Science is supposed to make the impossible possible. Yes, that's not right. Oak planks. Hmm. Oh, that's a roofing thing. Okay. Yeah, well, part of it is we started letting fear dictate like what we try, as opposed to, you know, the whole anything is possible. That's the point of science. It's all possible. It's just improbable. So back in the 70s, at least in the United States, we let the progressive movement instill a fear of nuclear power in us. So instead, we went with the lithium ion battery. Now, one of the problems with the lithium ion battery is if you overamp it, it creates holes in the lithium that makes up the center of the battery. And if the chemicals that are on either side mix, they explode. Which means there is a hard cap on how much energy you can both store and extract from a lithium ion battery. Because it's all about making sure that the lithium doesn't gas itself, essentially. This is why back, like, what was it, 5 or 6 years ago, they had a problem with the Note 5 exploding. But see, when we were thinking about using, like, hydrogen power, cold fusion, and stuff like that, you could literally fit five cities worth of energy into the battery of a car. Yeah, the Note 7 in the plane. It was a little bit worse than that because Boeing, the main plane manufacturer here in the States, wanted to create, when they were working on the Boeing 757, I think. It's hard to keep up with which ones they're on right now. Or was it the 774? Yeah. Anyways, when they were working on that, they decided to go with lithium batteries in the plane itself, which was causing fires and stuff when they were testing them, which I find hilarious because I knew some people that worked at Boeing at the time, and I'm like, hey, you might just want to go with a normal, um, like iron battery again, because lithium batteries explode if you overamp them, and they're not designed for like vehicle use. I did it again. That's not the one. Jeez, gotta lay this out. But it's like, yeah, the lithium ion battery is not designed to actually be in a vehicle. It's not designed to be in anything bigger than, say, a watch, in all honesty. And it helps if I hit my vein miner key. There we go. Which you would think I wouldn't have to tell people who are engineers, yet I did. Or at least I told an engineer, because apparently they didn't put the two things together. But what it is lithium is a superconductor, which means you can pass energy through it quicker, which means you can get higher amperage and better voltage and stuff out of it. The only problem is once you hit the higher amperage, well, it tends to explode. And that's because it's one of the rare earth metals that's actually a gas unless you compress it and stuff in a special way. They do it. Man, how do they do that? I need to research more into how they actually like get the gas to turn it into a solid like that. But it's one of the few ones that's found in an actual gaseous state instead of a solid state, which is actually quite fascinating once you start looking into that guy, how that all works. And I need another one. What's my stone at? 16. I need 5. 5 times 4 equals 20. But yeah. Which is one of the reasons I find a lot of scientists nowadays kind of dumb. Because they don't seem to like to use their brains to find solutions. It's like you had a very obvious problem in front of you, and that was the batteries on a plane were technically exploding, or catching fire at least. Well, why would it do that? Well, anytime a battery catches fire, it has to do with either voltage or amperage. If your voltage is fine, then it has to do with the amperage. Well, what part of the battery is most affected by the amperage? Well, in a lithium ion battery, it is the lithium. So, by that logic, you go in there and you go, okay, so if the lithium ion battery is causing issues, and of course that pops out over here, how do we replace that? Well, another superconductor would be gold. So, best thing to do at that point would be to replace the lithium ion batteries with the gold battery and use that instead. Or, what is it called? There's another type of superconductor called graphene. Yeah, graphene. And graphene is another superconductor that's also bulletproof. It's the theoretical, like, under the skin bulletproof armor because it's nothing but silicate. And now I make charcoal. But yeah. And again, I know I should not know any of this. I never went to school for engineering or stuff like that, but like I paid attention. And what most people don't know is back in the late 90s, about 98, 99, before they started making, before lithium ion batteries were a very popular thing, what they told people was yes, it was dangerous because it had a potential to explode, but the reason you wanted to use this was it was supposed to be a stepping stone. It was supposed to be the battery that allowed us to get the technology and stuff small enough and compact enough to get it to the next stage where we could use a more stable power source. Oh, my thing's broken. There we go. Better. Yeah. And again, it's all about like paying attention to what they said back then and comparing it to what they're saying now. Because it's like, oh yeah, we can use this to get to like better superconductors and stuff like that. But then they renege on that and they're like, well, it turned out to be impossible. And now we actually have discovered a superconductor in graphene and gold and silver. But it's just like in the 1940s when the government here in the United States went and said, "Oh, well, you shouldn't have gold. You don't need it, and if it's yeah, unfortunately." Again, a lot of this I learned by watching like documentaries and stuff like that. And part of it was I worked for Google. I actually worked I was working in their customer service center when that whole thing was going down with the phones exploding on people. And it was rare to happen because what you had to do was overamp the battery in the first place. But certain apps do that just by the virtue of what they are. But yeah, that's like a lot of people don't know that there's a laser system that Bluetooths into your phone. That's a little watch and it displays a keyboard on your arm. So you can actually type in this laser keyboard and it's supposed to measure like the distance from the emitter to determine what like you can type out and stuff. It's actually kind of fascinating, but it never took off because they didn't advertise it. Really? Because I met you guys when I was working for Google. Okay, so let's see. I think I need stone pebbles. There we go. Yeah, okay, cool. Next tool I need. Really? Well, yeah, I was part of Google customer service. I might have said that I was working for Xerox at the time because Xerox was the company that I was working for, but I was contracted out as a customer service rep for Google. So I got to work with like the Chromecast when it first came out and a bunch of the OS back then. It didn't last very long, unfortunately. Yay. I'm prone. It's still living. But, I should have clipped those leaves. Okay. Should still have plenty. Still loving the clicks? Yeah, right? Like, that's. Honestly, the clicks are what I love the most. Like, I just love that clickety clack of a keyboard. Check this out. So, just made this tool, right? That's not right. That's not right. Did I need to... I did, didn't I? Hang on a sec. That should work, but first, do that. Yeah. And again, like, I love Minecraft, and I love mods like this. The only problem is they do get a little bit boring. I have to admit that they get a little bit boring just because they, Okay, so do I break this with this? Oh, still cobblestone. Can I see this? No. How do I... Oh yeah, so, guns nowadays have a lot of safety features, and one of the biggest safety features you want is for your gun to let you know when it's loaded and when it's not. So, semi-autos, which are the guns that can fire as fast as you can pull the trigger, but you still have to pull the trigger per firing, when they run out of ammo, the slide goes back, a piece pops in because of the spring in the magazine, and it locks your slide in place in the back position, and then you'll hear a click or two from when you pull the trigger, indicating that you're empty. Now, a soldier, a police officer, and people like that are taught to count how many times they fire so that they know exactly when it's going to rack back like that. But one of the things that most people don't know is after you eject your magazine and you load a new one, there's a point where once it's fully loaded, like once the magazine is all the way in, it'll click. So you don't actually have to like measure the amount of time it takes to get your magazine all the way in. You listen for that click, which lets you know that it's reloaded, and then you can thumb off the or thumb the slide so that it slides back into position and you can fire again. But I mean, there's quite a few clicks like that with certain guns, because again, it's all about indicating if you're safe, if you're ejecting, if your slide is back, and stuff like that. There's also every gun has a point where if you extend, you don't have to extend the trigger fully to let it. Yeah, it's called the dead man's click when it's out of ammo. When you load the magazine, there's another click from the magazine itself indicating that it's secured. And then there's a third click when you're extending your finger to release the trigger so that you can fire again. Every trigger has a point where once you hit it, it's actually ready to fire again. So you'll feel a click through through the trigger, and you can fire without fully extending it, which just is designed to let you fire a little bit faster. So let's see. I need to look at how to make dust. Okay. Compressed dust. Alright. How do I get that? I get that. I need gravel. How do I get gravel? Hammer. Gravel. Smooth stone. Which means I cook stone twice, doesn't it? Yeah, there's a lot of technique that goes into shooting a gun properly, which is pretty awesome. Okay, so stone. Smooth stone after that. Okay, that's what was wrong. Now, you might be asking yourself, why do I need dust? And that is actually kind of fun, because gravel. Ooh, 3 dust off the bat. I got some flint. Not bad. And I got new coal. Yeah, kind of. Again, it's all about making sure that the gun is ready to fire and stuff like that. Of course, you only hear it in games. Yeah. Um. Ooh, man. If I could get my 16-foot cable, which I might do after the stream, honestly. Um, I have a game you're going to love. Have you ever heard of a game called Blade and Sorcery? Why do I have the wood down there? Okay. Um, so Blade and Sorcery is actually really fun because it has a. I'm gonna go ahead and put the small thing in there. Need that. Need that. So, Blade and Sorcery is a game that right now is just an arena fighting game, but it's VR. So it's kind of like Gorn and stuff like that, except even more fun. I currently have a Star Wars mod for it, and a mod for a weapon called the Shatter Blade. Now, the Shatter Blade allows you to, like, you click a button on the blade and it falls apart, and you actually get to control the different pieces, which is pretty fun. Okay. Um, I need a stone barrel, don't I? Well, I mean, that's a lot of stone, but let's do barrel. Okay, smooth stone. That's a lot of smooth stone. Let's see. So that's 3. 3 times 4 equals 12. Um, 24. 36 pebbles? Yeah, so the Shatter Blade is pretty cool. So when I'm wielding it, I can turn it into. I can extend the blade out when I hit the Shatter button, because if you hold it, it just extends the blade so that it's more like a greatsword. If I hit another button while doing that, it turns into a shield. And if I grab different parts, it turns into other weapons. But it's all like the different parts of it. It's a 15-part sword, but like if I grab a part that looks kind of like a handle, it turns into a gun. And then I can hit another button to make that gun go from basically semi-auto to full auto. Or if I grab a different piece, it turns into a buzzsaw, or if I grab a different piece while having a spell selected in that hand, I get magical effects from the weapon. Okay. Let's see. What was I doing? Dirt. Yeah, it's an all-in-one weapon, which is really fun to use. Oh, I'll also need a flopper. What do I need for a flopper? I could probably do that right now. so let's do a wooden barrel. Missing a slab. Okay. So let's craft up at least 2 of these. Yeah, it's just really cool that it does stuff like that. Right, okay. So I also need 3 of those. So 1, 2, 3. Flopper! So, the bullets for the gun are the other pieces of the sword. They like circle around your hand that's holding the handle part, and as they're circling and you fire, the one will be floating above the handle, shoot off, and then another one will load in from the ring and then shoot off. So it's literally you watch as the parts just fly into position and then shoot off at your enemies. And then once you've expended all of your ammo, aside from the one piece you're holding, it all comes back to you. Does this fill up? Oh, I need to repair that. But yeah, it's really cool. And then it has, like I said, different features. Like it will become a gravity gun or based on like what spell you have selected and stuff. So just really cool stuff. Actually, it's kind of funny that you mentioned that because you can imbue it. Okay, so yeah, I definitely need a stoneware. So you can actually imbue each part individually with magical effects because there is an imbuing mechanic in the game. But if you don't imbue it and you grab a... Oh man, I think there's like 4 parts in total you can grab like that. One of them will give you different effects based on how you're holding it. Or what spells you have with it, essentially. Okay, that's... Yeah, there we go. So, like... Yeah, you can... there's 3 base spells for the game. And that's fire, lightning, and gravity. So if you select one of those spells in your hand, and you're holding a weapon in your other hand, if you activate the spell and hold it, you can actually enchant whatever weapon you're holding with it. Which is pretty cool in and of itself, because you can like, enchant daggers with lightning and stuff like that. Well, the modded sword, Shatterblade, has where if you grab a certain piece of it while selecting one of those spells, the piece automatically has different effects based on the spell that you're holding. And each one of those effects have a secondary effect if you activate the magical selection button. Now remember, this is also all in VR too. So you really get to feel like you're so in that game there's not much to do just yet, just simply because they don't have a whole bunch of it's still in early access. They're still working out the kinks with the AI. They're doing a bunch of stuff like that. Unfortunately. So like right now what they have is basically weapons, a few spells, and then like you activate waves that will come and attack you and stuff. I added the Outer Rim mod, which gave me lightsabers that are customizable, blasters, also slightly customizable. You can change the colors of like the sights and the shots that are fired. I added dagger bending, so literally I do different motions with my hands, and I have daggers that float around me and do different things based on the hand motions. But it's all based around that kind of arena wave fighter type thing. Um, Again, I would show you, but I need my I lag out too bad if I'm streaming and doing that. Unfortunately. Um, so yeah, I need to get my 16-foot cable if I'm gonna be doing stuff like that. But I really want to because it is cool. It is like really cool and fun. Tree. But yeah, so like you'll select like I can actually do a wave of stormtroopers if I want to fight and you know murder light. And like once I get actually I have Tinker's constructs and I have that, so why not? All right, so let's see. Cost 2. Do I have? I do. Flint sword. Let's see. Do I have? What all do I need to make that? Oh, okay. Um, cool. There we go. I now has sword. Oh yeah, would you like to see the effects that this has? So it should have or cultivated, which regenerates it, but it's very slow. So honestly, you end up repairing it most of the time, anyways. And jagged. So every point of durability lost increases my damage, but decreases my mining speed. So essentially, every time this loses durability, I swing a little bit slower, but I hit harder, which is pretty cool. There we go. Let's see. Smooth stone. Let's put you in there. Let's see. I need. So that's 3 smooth stone, which makes up my. So I need another 4. No, another 5. So I need another 20 stone pebbles, I think. Yeah, And that's the thing. It's like they really went out of their way to balance everything, which is kind of nice. Because I mean, you don't want to be one of those people who, oh, I start out with like um Enderstone weapons, and you know what I mean? It's like, no, you want it to be fair and balanced at least a little bit. You want a little bit of a challenge. But yeah. But no, so those pictures I sent you, that one that fits in my hand is actually I think it's a Springfield 1911 9 millimeter. So your normal 1911 comes in the 9 millimeter or in the 45. The my hand, um, my holdout one basically is what it is, which means it can fit in like a pocket and is pretty much the size of my hand. It is a 9 millimeter, which means it's easier to find the ammo for, but it's also slightly inaccurate because it's smaller. Um, and then like that other photo with my two girls, um, the two handguns. Both of those are my old 1911s that I think I showed you before. But when my dad was up, he got me new grips for them. And one of those grips actually has a rail on it so I can put like a flashlight on it, which is kind of awesome. Like, technically, I could do that to both, but, let's see, 27, cool. I kind of didn't want to because, honestly, she didn't really need it. um, but yeah, I can now put a laser sight or a flashlight on one. Oh, Gavin got me. Yeah, you remember sending? Yep. So Gav got me a game called Pavlov, and it's pretty fun actually. Like they have a training thing where you're going through like a cardboard area and you're shooting the what you call them, the targets. But you get to like use grenades and customize your firearms so that they have like laser sights and stuff. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Should only be three. Here we go. Now I'll show you why I'm making this one later. In just a second. I made one extra. So I needed the stone barrel. Now the reason I needed the stone barrel was... Oh shoot, that's... Okay, this is gonna be tricky. There we go. And you should be loading up with water. Why are you not loading up with water? Hang on a sec. Shoot. Oh! Sometimes it's hard to remember which one does which. I think it's only the crucible you can load from a flopper, which kinda stinks because that means I'm stuck doing this again. Yeah, it's another one that's in fairly early access. It does have multiplayer though, like built in, which is kind of nice. Um, but again, it's still like fairly early access. Yep. Okay. Do I have? No, I don't. Nah, I'll fix that in a bit. But yeah, the problem is like, you know, streamers like, how do I? water. Okay. Heavy water, don't need that. I just need normal water. Water. Okay, don't want to do that. Should be water condenser. Put the snowman in there with the water or with lava and melt him. I mean, that's one way to get water. Where is... Hang on. Quest book. Taking up. Okay. Dust. Clay. Yeah, stone barrel, right? Yeah. But that just made dirt. It should be making water, right? That is flowing in. Okay. Well, there's another way to do this, I think. If I just... Okay, yeah, that's just making that. Let's see. Yeah, right? There's supposed... Okay, yeah, I can't make that yet. Seawater. Water. Fluid condenser. Dungeon chest. Crafting. How do you get water again? But I can't get water without... Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. Right. Okay. Stone barrel, da da da. I literally can't make this without getting the water first, because in order to make the crucible, I need an unfired one, which is porcelain clay, a stone barrel. Let's see, I need to be able to make clay. The only way to make clay is... Yeah. Hang on. Let's try clay. Clay, 4 clay balls, okay. Fluid item transformation. Water and dust makes clay. In a wooden barrel or a stone barrel. How is that not working right now? flopper. This is supposed to load water into that. See, and that should be loading directly into that. So I don't know what's going on here. That should be loading up with water, but it's not. Why is it not? There we go. See, I can't progress unless I get that working because I need to turn my dust into clay so that I can turn it into a crucible so that I can light a fire into the crucible, create magma using cobblestone, then set up a cobblestone generator so that I can continuously get cobblestone. If that makes sense. Like, it's a little bit convoluted, but that's the way it works, so that's what I needed to do. Also, did I get my... I did. Okay, cool. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, I definitely need to figure out the water thing, because without the water thing, I can't progress. And that's bad. Wait a minute. Is it the flopper that's not working? Yeah, the flopper doesn't have any water in it. Why doesn't... Huh. Oh, that wasn't a good idea. See, that should be going into there. Maybe... I just realized what it is. I just realized what it is. Ta-da! It needed a water source block above it. That's what was doing it. Okay. And now I have clay. Oh, I needed to break that up, actually. 1 dust equals 4 clay. And then, how much clay do I need for a crucible? Don't you hate it when you have everything right and it's like, except for one thing? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I need a lot more stone. Oh, well. Uh, there we go. Yeah, unfortunately, that's just, again, one of the names of the game. And I also need more. Let's actually do this. How much that does I have? I have two there and one here. I need 7. Okay. Quit using that. Start using this. This should be what, 4? Yeah. Okay. So before I continue, might as well do this. That way I can. So that's 5, 6. Okay. That needs to be sticks. Yeah, that's the. I don't think I hit Q. Nope, Q was. That's what it was. I hit caps lock. Ow. Needed to get back my store of trees. Yeah, I think I lost a lot more to the average tree playing this mode than I did the like pretty much anything else. Oh. Okay, keep 2 trees on you. I guess I'm using apples first. There we go. And that is 7, correct? Correct. Alright. Okay. But yeah. And see, this is the thing. Like, I can play this version of the game for hours compared to the other one because again, it's all about how much I'm progressing and making new tools and doing like running like piping, setting up generators. Eventually, I think I get a nuclear power, right? So let's see. Solar neutron activator. Let's see. Generator. So I can make wind, I can make solar, biofuels, gas, heat generators. Actually, that's not. Ooh, that's not that bad. Hmm. Might have to do that later. Right. That's what I needed. Okay. Don't you hate it when your brain's like, okay, what do I need for this thing? And it's like, I need some more smooth stone. Why do I need more smooth stone? Because I need to make more dust so I can make the 7 parts of clay. Ugh. That's the part that drags on a little bit. Because I have to make cobblestone to make. Or I have to make smooth stone to make gravel, to make dust, to make. Yeah. Because it takes 4 dust to make a block of clay, and a block of clay makes a 4 clay balls, and I need 7, so I need another block of clay. Vein mine. But see, once I unlock my cobblestone generator, I can actually automate the crafting of all of this stuff. Which I know sounds weird, but what it is. Thank you. So once I get a cobblestone generator, one of the features of this game is the center block that the other block forms on top of. If you change up what material that's made out of, it actually changes what is generated from the cobblestone generator. So I can start generating sand, I can start generating smooth stone, I can generate cobble. I think there's only 3, honestly, though. Okay, so let's see. I just go here, do that. Do, do, do. Oh no, don't tell me I need. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. I need to make porcelain clay. Let's just do unfired crucible. Porcelain clay. I thought so. Wait, dust and. I shouldn't have turned that all into. They changed the recipe again. Ah. So before, it was bone meal and clay balls. They changed it so that it's whatchamacallit. So that it's now the dust and clay balls. But what that means, I should have converted all my stuff. I'm just gonna hit this. Thank you. Move this up here. Yeah, they do change a lot. Like, the problem is they updated it recently, which means, yeah. Oh wait, why did I? I don't want that. I want this. Ta-da! Now I can show you how to do this. Okay, so take this, put that there. I think I have to fix it up first. So move that. And now, flint pick. I mean, isn't that just like the coolest thing in a game like this? Like, I wish more games had an elaborate blacksmithing system. Yeah, and see, I can do that with diamond. I can do that with a bunch of different stuff. Although metals, I need the actual smeltery for, because you can't just take a metal bar and put it in here to get a pickaxe head. So what you do is you take this wooden pickaxe head and you place it down, and in this game you have two options for what's called a cast. You have a sand cast, which you place down the blank sand cast first, put the head in it, and it leaves an impression, and then you fill that impression with the molten metal, and it cools into the proper head. Or you can take the whatchamacallit. My brain doesn't want to work right now. Or if you get gold, you just take the head, place it in there, and either the head gets used up or the casket gets used up. But if you make the golden cast, it doesn't get used up during the smelting process. So then you get the permanent cast to just place down, smelt, and do that kind of stuff with. Okay, so I actually want to change my pickaxe. Can I make a hammer already? No, it's just being weird and saying I can't. Okay. I think I want to change my axe head as well. Because the flint, so if you look at the difference, let's put it in here. So, let's see. So, if you look at the difference, you'll see right now, mining speed 2, durability 60. If you look at this, durability 85, mining speed 3.5. So this is actually going to go up in mining speed and durability by switching out the heads. Can I do that without... I can! Ooh, cool. Ta-da! Yeah. So each material has its own like special features and stuff like that, which I love about that in games like this. Like I said, I wish more games had paid that much attention to detail. Because most don't, and it's kind of sad. Because, I mean, how many games do you go around gathering up crafting materials only to craft the same sword every single time? You can't change the shape of the blade, the shape of the handle, add extra crossbars, or anything like that. It's just, oh, well, you made a longsword. Here's a longsword. Yeah, and I mean, I kind of get that. It's just, yeah. And see, now that I have my sword, I could actually go out there and take care of those guys that are roaming around. Ooh, I need more dust. So I need 14 dust. So, quit doing that. You know, I have not checked and seen what these mobs drop. Okay. Sword. Let me out. Ooh. Speaking of mob drops. Oh, stay away from those guys with the explodey stuff. They're basically creepers. You, my good man, would you like a sword to the face? Ooh, fish. Yarr. Kill them. So that skeleton with the TNT is your basic, like, creeper type guy. If he gets too close, he explodes. Stay away. I need to make a bow and arrow against him or something. The Threshers are those sonic guys that are causing problems with the local wildlife. They will kill you very quickly. The pirates are just pirates. Essentially, it's the Illagers, but dressed, gussied up a little bit. And then the skeletons are just like basically pirate skeletons meant to blow up. They're sappers. Yeah. Well, you see, and that's the. Yeah. Like, a lot of people do get bored with stuff, but. See, I get bored with making the same stuff time and time again, you know? I mean, if you look at the stats on, like, vanilla longswords and stuff, they change by, like, what? 1 damage and 1 speed per level? And it's like, okay, but what if I want, like, you know, something better? You know, why is this diamond sword that it took me most of the game to get not much better than my basic wooden axe? Per se, right? And then the cool part is if you actually look at these guys, so if you look, if I recall correctly, abilities 1, upgrade 3, mining level stone. Where is... So if I put this up here... Huh. So, sometimes in certain iterations of the mod, these things will actually level up as you use them. So... So, like, if you mine 100 stone or stuff like that, it changes up how it works. But yeah, the big thing is like, you're supposed to try and get to automation in this. Like I said, once I hit once I get certain things up and running, um, well, I will say this. I mean, I can kind of tolerate it. I, again, it's not like the biggest problem is Genshin Impact is what's known as a the Chinese have a certain, or even the game itself admits that it's a otomo game or something like that, which in Chinese and Japanese means it's a game geared and marketed towards girls. It's a lot of like pretty outfits, flashy colors, you know, bad boys, that kind of stuff. And I can feel it. Like, part of it comes from me watching a lot of animes and stuff like that, so I know how to identify that stuff. But I can feel it in some of the design choices of the game. And I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing. At least they know what they were going for. You know, both you and my fiance love it to death. It's just, it's one of those things where it's not gonna be something that easily appeals to me, basically. Okay, so that's 10. I need 14 on each, which means another 8. 8. Yeah, exactly. It's like I want to play Genshin with my fiance, but it feels a lot more like a chore than a game to try and get to the right level where I can. And then like you said, she's very far ahead of where I am as far as the game is concerned too. So it's like even worse. Because now not only do I have to get to the right level, but I have to get to the right level, you know? And then there's the other problem I have where in games like that, where, like, one thing I dislike about a lot of Japanese and Chinese RPGs, a lot of Asian RPGs, or JRPGs as they're known as, when I like the fact that Genshin changes up when you get like new swords and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. Starting up is a little bit of a burnout, and it's even worse when you know when you're sitting there playing it and you're like, this game isn't designed for me. I should have did that right. I need more leads. Yeah, it's just it's one of those things where it's very easy to tell who they were thinking of when they made the game, which again, not necessarily a bad thing. It just simply means that you know, like I said, it's not geared towards somebody like me. Made the dust, and I don't need that much dust. Can I? I don't think I can. But can I? I can. Cool. Okay. Awesome. Nice. Didn't I make two of those though? Could have sworn I made two. Cool. That works. Now I fire this puppy up. And now you'll get to see how to make lava in this part of the game. But yeah, it's just it goes from being already kind of a chore to being more of a chore. And then there's the fact that in games like that, one of the things that I like to do is I like to try and collect everything, which you can't really do in Genshin. Can I use you to make? Let's try fire. Campfire. Campfire. Oh, I need an actual piece of charcoal. Um, what's the best way to describe it? So let's say I'm playing a game like Grand Theft Auto, right? I like to collect every piece of vehicles or weapons or anything like that that I can actually get my hands on. Like, part of the thing that would make Genshin more enjoyable for me is if I could collect the characters via, um, oh, what's the word? Let's do two of those. Via, like, story progression, as opposed to having to rely on getting the, wishes and stuff like that. No, actually, let's do this. There we go. Okay, Heat Zero. That better not be Heat Zero. Where's an exit? There we go. Yeah, exactly. And that's one of the things that, like, kind of turns me off is, again, I enjoy collecting things. I don't like gambling for things. I'm weird like that, yes. Okay, let's see. Now I just need more cobble, which means tree. There we go. Which means dirt. Which means more tree stuff. But yeah, that's one of the things that's like, oh, this game could be a lot of fun for me. But there's there's the fact that that happens. There's the fact that you don't get alternate outfits unless you buy them. Like one part of the things for me is a lot of cosmetic freedom. I love the more I can customize something, the more I'm going to like it because it feels more like mine. I'm not playing the 150th version of this person's character or whatever. It's one of the reasons I never went into the like late game World of Warcraft is because I hated the fact that pretty much everything went on to builds. You had to have this much armor, you had to have this specific weapon, you had to have stuff like that, right? Which I get it. It's part of the game to make it where people were less likely to, die and stuff like that while on raids and all that. But again, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, but at that point I'm not playing my character, I'm playing your character. Yay. Okay, yeah, that doesn't work. Darn it. Can I do you and you? No. Ah, at least I got my charcoal back. There we go. And now that's melting into magma. But I only have like uh 0.4 of a bucket because it's a million buckets per whatnot. But yeah, like I said, that's like why I love like games like Fallout and all that is when I'm playing Fallout, I'm not playing somebody else's character. I'm playing my own character. Now, I don't mind there being rules to the game, like, limited numbers of perks and stuff like that. But I want there to be enough where if I choose to, you know, play something completely off the wall, I can play something completely off the wall. It's one of the reasons I like games like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff too. Is when I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons, I am playing my character, a character designed by me. there and watch it melt. There we go. Now let's see. Okay. I need 3 more bone meal. Right? Yay! Which is hilarious, because if you stand in the smelter, the other thing that you end up making, you actually take heat damage until you die, and the smelter refills up with blood. Yeah, it's because so much blood mixed with certain metals create certain alloys. Yeah, let's see. Blood. See, it can be any of these monsters and yourself. Creates blood. And then, like, blood mixed with, so let's see, coagulated blood, blood block, coagulated blood. I think blood mixed with iron creates pig iron. Yeah. So molten big iron. So molten iron, blood, and molten clay. And apparently it also makes slime balls, which is good to know. Again, I love this game because they think about stuff like that. Or I love these mods because they think about stuff like that. Right, I needed 6, not 3. Oh, it's just a like stronger version of iron, I believe. It's like yeah, that mining level diamond. Let's actually look at that. Tasty. What the heck does tasty do? Tasty one. I am going to have to try that out. Ow. Tree. Tree wants me dead. Okay, so that's bone meal. Did pick up that bone meal, right? Okay, I just need one more. There we go. Oh, maybe. Clay ball. I don't need bone meal for this. I need to remember that. I need dust, not bone meal. Which means I need smooth stone. All that work. There. I have to laugh when I space out on stuff like that, and it's primarily because they changed the recipe. Stone pebbles. What am I doing? I can just do this. Make me more stone. There we go. Porcelain clay. Now I can make my first bucket. Unfired clay bucket. Now I put the clay bucket in the furnace. Then I get my first bucket. Now, interestingly enough, these buckets you can use infinitely if you're just grabbing water. If you grab magma, it becomes a broken bucket. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, it's saying I can't do that. Let's do this. Now, there is more that can go into that. Ooh, perfect. Okay. Just need some crushed granite. There we go. Now, any of these crushed materials can go in here too. Let's see. Fluid lava. Yeah, and then after this I can set up my cobblestone generator, and then everything speeds up after that, because now I can make cobblestone whenever I want to. And then all I need after that is the block brickal. Why did I go in there? I need there. Okay, let's do this. Block brickal. Okay. Pressed hammer, flint mesh, polished diorite, and a hopper. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad at all. So let's see, what do I need for that? Why did I do it that way? I can just do this. Flint mesh. Okay, compressed flint. So let's see. Flint. Okay, you're getting sleepy? Yeah, I'm kind of getting there myself too. So, tell you what, I'll go ahead and end the game here. Um, once have a wonderful day. I can actually play this again tomorrow if you wish. Um, Pretty much if I'm doing like 8 a.m., I can play. Yeah, right? Well, see, here's the funny thing. That's about That's actually about a half an hour before I got home last night. But if I'm playing at like 8 a.m., that gets me usually about 5 to 4 hours worth of sleep, anyways. So if you want me to play a game, just, you know, shoot me a text or whatever. Say, hey, can you play such and such game? Or I'd like to see a stream. And, like, I'll say this 8 a.m. is easier for me to keep up with than 10 a.m. Alright? But as for right now, you have a wonderful sleep, and I will see you later. Alright? Have fun, and I'm logging off. Okay, yeah, then 8 a.m. tomorrow. Sound good? Bye.